Sean Porter?
It can definitely happen. I mean, like I said, you got to go to negotiations, and Bob talk to Al, and, hopefully they can make something happen.
Now, how did those conversations go? Because I know that Bob Arum said 50-50 split, but you said you weren't that happy with it. What would make you happy?
I think, it should be 60-40, But, we'll see. I mean, I'll let, Al Hammond do my business and do the negotiations. He know what I deserve and what I should be getting. So Bob know what Terence should be getting. So hopefully they'll talk and they'll come to a mutual agreement, just like when Pacquiao and Floyd fought.
Now, would you say, or am I the fan, so maybe 2019 or 2020?
Maybe 19. Oh no, maybe 20. I think it could happen in 20. Definitely happen in 20.
Yeah, and do you think that's only roadblock right now? Just, the split, or?
What's on the roadblock?
Between why you and Terence have not fought yet.
I don't know why we ain't fought yet. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, you gotta ask Bob, you gotta ask Al. I don't know if Bob called him Wednesday, like he said he was gonna do. I don't know anything, what happened with their discussion and things like that. I just know that I got a call to fight Sean Porter, so it is what it is.
But you're pushing.
Wow. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I was just letting you guys listen to a segment of Helen Yee. And I noticed something about Helen Yee. Shouts out to her and her sports channel. She does these interviews and she's rather politely aggressive, if you noticed. So she's always pushing for some sort of answer, some concrete answer. That if you notice with Errol Spence, he really didn't have an answer. He didn't have a reason why that fight wouldn't happen. You see what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know why that fight hasn't happened. I just know that the Sean Porter fight came up and it is what it is. That was his answer, which wasn't an answer. So the funny thing about it, I'm gonna put this link and let you guys look at this full interview along with I believe it was Ellie Setback. I believe he was interviewing Terence Crawford right before the Danny Jacobs fight, and they asked Terence Crawford what did he feel about a potential fight with Errol Spence since Crawford has been the one pursuing this fight. He said, look, there's not going to be a fight. There's not going to be a fight because Errol Spence thinks he's an A-side, and and he thinks that he's trying to play games with it, and he doesn't really want the fight, and in this video here, Errol Spence is saying, oh, well, that fight can definitely be happening if they come to an agreement. I don't know what went on in negotiations. Why don't you know? Like, why don't you know what went on in your own negotiations fighting someone that you say you want? Back to Terence Crawford's interview. Terence Crawford stated that nobody runs him. Nobody, Bob Arum does it. Al Hammond does it. Okay? So if he wants to fight, he could make that fight happen. And I'm looking at both guys. One guy is saying, hey, the fight will happen when it happens, hopefully 2020. But then yet you have no say-so on why the fight hasn't happened, but it won't be next. And you just got to fight almost that a fight has came to you, and then that's the fight that you're going to have to take and accept. If you notice how he said that, the Sean Porter fight came up and it is what it is. Meaning that's who you're going to face or else. No discussion, no, but let me fight Terence Crawford. No, none of that. Now, the only saving grace to Sean Porter is he has the WBC belt, which I can understand Errol Spence going after that to the forefront, but that's not the fight that people want to see. People don't want to see a twice beaten Sean Porter. It doesn't matter if he had a belt or not. And it really isn't about the belts at the end of the day. It's who's better pound for pound. See, people want to throw these belts into the play and bring all that into the mix. But that's not even really what it's about. It's about the undefeated, the best, fighting the best. So if Errol Spence claims he's the best, people's ducking him, he's the boogeyman, he should take that particular fight with Terence Crawford. That's why that fight was looming. That's why that fight was lurking. Okay? Until Terence Crawford came to 147, knocked out 3 motherfuckers, took a belt on his first try. And the whole thing was, hey, you got to get a belt first. He got the belt, then, oh, you got to come on this side of the street. exactly what Terence Crawford was saying. Terence Crawford was like, well, you know, if you want to fight, you want to have a fight, you wouldn't be talking about you got to come over here to have a fight. That's just stupid. You know, negotiations can happen. It doesn't matter what.
Look at all the positives.
What promotional company you're with, what side of the street you're on, that doesn't have anything to do with it. If two fighters want to fight, they'll make the fight happen. The money can come to an agreement if both guys honestly want the fight. If anything we've learned with any two fighters, if two fighters want to make a fight, the fight can be made. If you have one person that's bullshitting, pretty soon we're going to figure out who is bullshitting, who is stalling, who doesn't truly want the fight. Let's see. I want to let you guys listen to a little bit of Terence Crawford. If I can find that video real quick. I'm not even sure if it was LA Setback. Because this guy pegs out a gang of videos. I mean, this, you know, of course it's a full-time gig, but I'm thinking, this is it. Okay, it is on ES News. Wow. All right.
His team is, you know, in charge of everything, but I'm gonna tell him like this.
To see you, I want to see him fight you and Errol Spence. Will it happen?
No.
Why not?
Because he feel like he's the A side. He feel like him and his team is, you know, in charge of everything. But I'm gonna tell him like this: Al Heyman don't run me. Bob Arum don't run me. I dare to fight if I want to because I don't need him. He need me.
You're a great chess player. He's a great chess player. Who would win in chess?
I don't play games with people that I want to fight.
Okay. He's a great basketball player. You're a great basketball player. Who would win? David, really quick, let me introduce you to one of the best fighters on the planet, Terence Crawford.
Going places. You're awesome. And just stay tuned. Terence Crawford, you know, he's still moving forward, taking any and every upcoming challenges that, you know, willing to step up. That's all I can do. Will you and Spence ever play that game of one-on-one?
We don't.
So that was Terence Crawford, you know, and he basically said, hey, like I told you guys what he said, you know. I'll leave this link in the description, let you guys check out both of these videos, and you guys make up in your mind who wants what, you know what I mean? But like Terence Crawford said, a bold movement, said, hey, none of these guys run me. They're not the A side. They haven't done enough in the sport. And if they want to fight, hey, we can fight. But if they don't want to fight, okay, well, Errol Spence really needs him at the end of the day, not the other way around. See, Terence Crawford went there to prove that he was the best fighter pound for pound like he's been doing. You know, he's just in a different weight class doing it. The person that is standing in his way is a person that's claiming to be best pound for pound. And that's Errol Spence. But Errol Spence is in a one division and a one division only type of fighter. He's only been in one weight class. So if you're only in one weight class, how can you be best pound for pound? Now, if he went to 154, start whacking guys there, then went to 160, start whacking guys there. You know what I'm saying? If he started dominating in each weight class that he was in, then he can make that argument. Until then, he cannot. He cannot make that argument because he's, first of all, 147. Okay. He'll fight just Porter. Hopefully he'll get a Garcia fight. Hopefully then he'll get a Thurman fight. But I doubt Errol Spence versus Thurman will happen. That's if Pacquiao beats Thurman. You know what I mean? So we'll see. And if Pacquiao beats Thurman, he won't fight Errol Spence. You know what I mean? I don't think he'll fight Errol Spence if that's the case. I think he'll retire after that because he served his 2-fight deal. with PBC, right? I think that's what it is, 2 fights. Or is it 2 years? I'm not really sure. But if he gets past that Thurman, I don't see Pacquiao fighting him anyway. So, you know. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about these 2 fighters. Will the fight happen? Do both of these fighters really want this fight? Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunched. Peace.